Hey everyone, you ever find yourself stuck, wondering if you should say, I work or I am working? Trust me, you are not alone. It's one of the most common mix-ups in English. So in this explainer, we're going to tackle it head-on and make it all make sense.
So yeah, that's the big question, right? Present simple or present continuous. Nailing this difference is one of those little things that makes you sound so much more natural when you're speaking English. But yeah, it can be a little tricky. So let's just dive in and break it all down.
And my goal here is super simple, to give you a really clear, easy guide so you can walk away from this feeling totally confident about which one to use and when.
Here's what we've got on tap. We're going to start with the basic difference, then we'll look at each tense by itself. After that, we'll put them head to head, see them in action with a story about a student named Emma, and then we'll wrap it all up with a final takeaway you can start using like today.
Okay, let's get right into it. The most important thing to get your head around is that these two tenses have totally different jobs. One is all about things that are permanent or routine, while the other, that one's for things that are happening right now or are just temporary. That's the big idea to hang on to as we go.
All right, first up, the present simple. I want you to think of this as the tense of stability. Seriously, it's for all the solid, consistent parts of your life. The facts, the habits, the routines that just are.
So what it really boils down to is this. The present simple describes things that don't really change from day to day. We pull it out for actions or situations that feel kind of timeless, part of a routine, or just permanently true. You could say it's like our baseline reality.
And this breaks it down perfectly. We use it for habits, like I drink coffee every morning. Or for facts, general truths like the sun rises in the east. We use it for permanent situations like she works in an office. And for fixed schedules, like the train leaves at 8 a.m. See? It's all about consistency.
Okay, let's switch gears and talk about the present continuous. So if the present simple is all about stability, present continuous is all about action. It's laser-focused on what's happening right now, or things that are temporary and still in progress. Its main job is to describe stuff that's happening, either right as we're speaking, or just generally around this current period of our lives. The key word here is temporary. The action is ongoing, but it won't last forever. I kind of like to think of it as a snapshot of an action in motion.
Let's look at where it shines. For actions happening right now, she is playing tennis. For temporary situations, he is staying with his parents for a few weeks. For definite future plans, and this one trips people up sometimes, we are meeting them tomorrow. And even for new trends, more people are working from home these days. You see the pattern, right? It's all temporary or in progress. Okay, so we've looked at them separately. Now for the fun part, let's put them side by side. This is where the difference becomes absolutely crystal clear.
Okay, look at this one. It's perfect. She usually walks, that's her routine, her habit, so present simple. But today she is taking the bus. That's a temporary change, an exception to the rule, and that is the perfect job for the present continuous.
Here's another fantastic contrast. On the left, you see the habit. I always drink coffee. It's a routine, so boom, present simple. But on the right, you see that it's a temporary exception just for today. But today, I am drinking tea. That's present continuous territory.
This is such a great example of that permanent versus temporary rule. We work in an office. That describes the normal, long-term situation. But then notice the time frame, this month. That little phrase signals a temporary change, so we have to use the present continuous. We are working from home.
All right, rules and charts are great and all, but seeing grammar in an actual story, that's what really makes it stick. So let's follow a student named Emma through her day to see how these two tenses really work together in the wild.
So let's meet Emma. She's a high school student, and she has a pretty busy regular routine. But today, something special is going on that kind of changes things up.
So for her typical day, check out those verbs. Wakes up, takes, does, and goes. It's all present simple, right? That's because this is her fixed routine. This is the stuff that happens pretty much every single day.
But now, look what happens when today is different. Suddenly, Emma is preparing for a competition and is rehearsing her speech. These actions are temporary. They're happening right now because of this special event. This isn't her normal routine, it's the action of today.
So the main lesson from Emma's story is really this simple. Present simple is for her normal, everyday habits. Present continuous is for the special, temporary things she's doing just for today.
Okay, we've covered a lot of ground. So let's wrap this all up and boil it down to one final summary that you can take with you and use immediately.
Just think of this as your ultimate cheat sheet. On one side, you've got present simple for all the stable stuff, routines, facts, permanent situations. And on the other side, you've got present continuous for the dynamic stuff, actions happening now, temporary situations, and future plans. It all comes down to this. Simple is for permanent, continuous is for temporary. That's the key.
And honestly, that's pretty much it. That's the core difference. The next time you're speaking or writing, just ask yourself that one little question. Is this permanent or is it temporary? Is this a routine or is it happening right now? You've totally got this. Now, go put it into practice.